Hey you guys, Desmond here,
And Creature.
and welcome back to the channel. And today we are here to discuss RuPaul's Drag Race UK Series 6 Snatch Game. But
Ooh,
before we
man.
get into it, I want to remind everyone to subscribe to the channel. We are so close to our goal of 1,000 subscribers, and the only way we can achieve it is if you subscribe today. We will greatly appreciate it. Greatly appreciate it. So,
Mm,
Miss Krisha, what did we
sure.
think of this episode?
Um, it was actually pretty decent.
A pr-
It wasn't that bad.
it was a good episode of the UK. Again, UK is really showing out again.
Right?
You love to see it. You love to see it.
Always.
But let's go ahead and get into it because we got quite a bit to talk about. So we first come in after Kiki's elimination. The queens are
Mm-hmm.
talking. They wipe away the message. They sit down and congratulate Lavoie for snatching her first win.
Yes.
We find out that there's a cash prize of £25,000. Yes, I will be getting this screenshot every time.
Every time.
They come into the workroom the next day, and Lavoie gets to show off her new badge.
Yes.
Oh, Britannia. RuPaul enters the workroom and announces time for the reading challenge.
Right.
And I have to say, this was a pretty decent read. Pretty decent reading challenge.
Yeah.
Because reading is what?
Fundamental.
Exactly. Um, but yeah, I thought this was pretty decent. I got a screenshot of some of my favorites, which was Lil. Almost
Mm-hmm.
called this baby Marmalade. Kyron, Marmalade, and Lavoie. Lavoie, I was not expecting this from Lavoie. But I'm
Ooh.
like, wait, Lavoie's been doing drag for a long time.
It's been a long.
I believe she said, what, 25 years, did she say? I want to say she
Mm.
said somewhere around that mark.
Yeah.
So, that back then, they read. They read. And
They read.
Laval read them all up and down the street,
Mm-hmm.
even around the corner.
Mm.
So when RuPaul announced that Laval was the winner of the reading challenge, I was like, yeah, yeah.
That's sense.
But Marmalade, Kyron, and Lil, y'all all get a little vibe from me, just a little, because they did good. They did good. And honestly, knowing that this week was Snatch Game and seeing how bad Relisa did in the reading challenge, that didn't give
Mm-hmm.
me much hope for the Snatch Game. I was like, ooh,
Right.
Relisa, because that was bad.
Ooh,
That was
man, I
probably
was
one of the worst.
scared for
That was
Releases
one
this
of the worst
episode.
reads I've probably ever heard, and we've heard some
Mm.
bad ones. But baby, it's now time for the Snatch Game. So let's go ahead and get into it. So this week we are joined by S Club member John Lee and
Mm-hmm.
Rachel Stevens. First of all, I need both of them on the actual judging panel soon because they were both a hoot and a half, and I was having a good time with them.
Mm.
Okay? But before we get into these individual snatchlers, what did you think of this snatch game in general?
It had some really funny moments. There were some moments where I was like, ooh, dang.
For me, this was a really good snatch game. In my opinion, there was only two people who really struggled,
Mm-hmm.
and those are two people who ended up lip syncing.
Mm-hmm.
But even, like Octavia, she even got like a low mark. She didn't do bad though.
Right.
So let's go ahead and get into these queens. Up first, we have Marmalade as Marie Antoinette.
No, I'm fine.
This was so funny.
She was so cute.
And like, this was the one challenge I'm like, I don't think she's going to do well on it.
Uh-huh.
Because a lot of the fashion and look queens don't typically do well when they have to do comedy.
Right.
But
Because a
babe,
lot of them don't think
and
that they're
even with her
funny.
doing good in the reading challenge, I was still like, yeah. reading is one thing, but improving a celebrity and trying to be funny, that's something, But baby, she shut me up. Now, she wasn't like the best of the night, but I like when she was called safe and RuPaul was like, y'all did really, really good. I was like, she really did. She really
Like,
did.
I agree. I'm not mad at it.
Yeah, I'm not mad at you, Ru. This is one of the few episodes I actually agree on you on pretty much everything.
Mm.
uh. Up next, we have Kyron Thrax as Elvis Presley.
Oh my gosh. That was so good. It was so funny.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. The voice, the constantly hitting on Liza Minnelli, like, it was just.
You remember? You remember when did that? You remember? Yeah. Yep.
Oh,
Snap.
at the end when he thought it was his time and he was like, nope, false alarm. That almost took me out.
Oh, Lisa, I'm coming for you, honey. Never mind.
No, we're good. We're good.
Look, Lisa then outlived all of them.
Listen, honey. And I guess, the Liza Minnelli character is just something crazy because this is the third time somebody who has done this character won.
Right.
And the other person who did it could have won, but her runway was trashed that week. So it was just like, maybe I need to work on a Liza Minnelli impersonation so when I come through.
Nash time.
But yes, Kyron, amazing. Speaking of Liza Minnelli, Lavoie, just a master class.
Mm-hmm.
And I expected Lavoie to do good in this because drag initially started as celebrity impersonation, so I'm not sure if that's how she got her start. I don't know. But a lot of queens who've been doing it for a long time, that's how they got in. They were impersonating celebrities. And Lavoie just really, that was such a good job. That was like, I would say that's in like the top 10 Snatch games of all time. Maybe 15. Maybe 10. I would really have to sit down to see who was the best because I believe my favorite character is Benda LaCrem's Maggie Smith. Oh, that was still to this day. I know Lil Edie and Judy Garland; those are up there too. What's my baby's name? Jinx Monsoon. She did a great job with those. But yeah, Liza Minnelli, amazing. What did you think of Miss Liza?
It was pretty good. Like, I think what really got me like cackling was like the foot thing, back and forth, and then it flew.
That was hilarious. Yeah, it was hilarious. So let's move onwards to Lil as Queen Elizabeth. Honestly, I was shocked this was safe, especially after that amazing runway. Because she did such a great job. Such a great job here. Honestly, at this point, typically they like to keep just 6 or 7 queens, on the stage for critiques. I would have kept them all up there. I'm like, we'll just have to make sure we edit it, that we go quickly because so many did great.
Right.
And I would have loved for Lil to get some positive critiques for what she did because this was amazing. Amazing. What did you think of Lil's Queen Elizabeth?
I thought she did great. Like, I was laughing. I was surprised that she wasn't up there too, honestly. So I was just like, okay, I think they just wanted somebody to get a little bit extra.
Yeah, because we'll talk about Charity in a minute. I thought she did great, but I think Lil did better. You know what I'm saying? But, we'll talk about that a little bit more. Is that the next screenshot? No, up next is Chanel O'Connor as Miss Coco Peru.
I'm trying to figure out what I want to eat.
Up next, we have Charity, who portrayed Nadine Coyle, who was auditioning for a Mary Poppins show, but it was called Mary Poopins, right? Was it Mary Poopins?
Right, it was Mary Poopins.
Yeah, but it was called Mary Poopins.
Mary Poopins.
Now this, at first...
I am Nadine Coyle.
Now this, at first, was not good.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I can't speak for others, when they first started. But as the Snatch game was going, the jokes started landing, and by the end, I'm like, you know what, Charity? You did a really good job here. You did a really good job.
Mm.
So what did you think of Charity?
I thought it was pretty decent. Like, I don't know. It started out, for me, it started out rough. And then, like, further towards the end, I was like, okay. All right, I got this. Oh, okay, yeah, it is funny.
Mm-hmm.
Especially, like, once she was like, okay, I'm going to do the character I really wanted to do. So she pulled out, like, all 3 characters. Was like, okay, I could do what Ruth suggested, what I brought, and then who I really wanted to do. Because it got funnier for me after she's pulled out the Queen Elizabeth.
But yeah, RuPaul was dying laughing at this, so I knew this was going to be in the top. But I'm sitting there, it's one of them situations where RuPaul was cackling, I'm like, Ru, it ain't that. Like, especially at the beginning, I'm like, this ain't funny.
Mm-hmm.
But baby, Ru was tickled, okay? And at the end of the day, that's who needs to be tickled.
Mm.
Up next, we have Octavia as the Welsh Dragon. You want to know what saved this for me? Was the Shaka Khan answer. And I love how RuPaul was immediately like, that's correct! But all these seasons of Drag Race, I'm shocked nobody has not answered a question with Shaka Khan. Shaka Khan. It's just because that was something I had in the back of my head. If I had to do Snatch Game, if I didn't know something, Shaka Khan. Or I couldn't think of something funny to put, Shaka Khan. And then the way that Octavia spelled it was hilarious. But for the rest of it, it was okay. It was serviceable. It wasn't bad. What did you think of Octavia?
It was serviceable. It wasn't like the funniest. Like you said, the Shaka Khan pretty much was like their saving grace. That and then Elvis constantly comparing them to bacon.
But that was more of a plus for Kyron than for.
But it kept them on their radar though.
Yeah.
So yeah. That was okay.
Up next, Release the Slaves. Release Elisa as Rihanna, but not Rihanna, but Rihanna.
It was Sammy as Rihanna. But the thing is I'm like, there was a way that she could have played it and still gave the Sammy character. Just been like, okay, so we know Rihanna just had a baby. We know Rihanna's like all into ASAP. This, that, and the other. So you could have just played Rihanna, who was just like creepily obsessed with her baby and her boyfriend.
Honestly, if I were to try to do Rihanna, I would try to make it like a witchy version of Rihanna. Because they try to say that baby, she tried to say, blah. They always try to say that lady's the devil anyway. So I would have tried to play some sort of witchy, over-dramatic version of Rihanna. Because, she looks like her. She got the look down.
Right.
I wish she would have just fully went for Rihanna instead of trying to put like a side character in there.
Right. Like, you could, I understand that she's very private. The fact that she's very private means that you could do whatever you want. You could sit there and It's wide open for you.
And honestly, if you watch her music videos, you can see Rihanna's personality through them. Because Rihanna's a very silly person, and you could tell just from her music videos.
And you don't even have to do that. Like, if you're, like, I understand Releasa does not do impersonations.
Hell, neither
But
do
if
I.
I'm, but it's, but that would be like way back when I used to get, because I don't anymore. That's perfectly fine. I know I'm a lot bigger than her now. Long time ago I used to get compared to Ashanti all the time. They're like, you look like Ashanti. I'd be like, no, I don't. They're like, yeah, you do. I'm like, no, I don't.
I
But
got
if
the
I was
weekend, but I really think it was just because I had locks and I was light skinned.
right,
Him and Seth Rogen. Why Seth Rogen? I do not know. But somebody posted a picture of me next to Seth Rogen, and I was like, wait a minute. Wait. 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 But yeah.
I used to get like Ashanti all the time, and if that was gonna be my bread and butter of pretending to be Ashanti all the time, I would be all up on their social media. And you could get a lot of Rihanna's personality from her social media. So playing Rihanna like Sammy, where she's just uber obsessed with ASAP Rocky, would be legit because any picture I see of Rihanna and ASAP together, Rihanna is straight up staring at him like, I'ma eat you down when we get home. So, like, it makes sense to me, but I don't know. I just thought she could have played this a whole lot. Like, she could have played it how she wanted to. She should just played it differently. I get where she was coming from. The execution just didn't come off right.
Yeah. I agree with that. I agree with that. So now it's time to hit this main stage. And up first we have our hostess with the mostest, our mother, RuPaul. What did you think of Ru, and what is your score?
This is like my least favorite outfit I've ever seen on Ru.
Mm-hmm.
And what kills it for me are the boots.
Mm-hmm.
I think if the shoe was different, I would like it a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
But it just looks like, I don't, from the, especially with those boots on, it just looks like a towel and some tassels. So it gets a D for me.
Oh, I was expecting to hear it's a no for me, dog. The way you were talking, I'm like, oh, she's gonna give her it's a no for me, dog. I wish the boots were thigh highs. I feel like that would work, especially since there's paddings on the thigh, and you can tell there's no paddings going down after the knee. But other than that, she walked out in this, and I really like this. So for me, it gets a B plus.
Right.
It probably would have been an A if those boots were thigh highs, and we had a different wig. But at least the wig is where it's supposed to be. Where it's supposed to be. So this week we are joined by Michelle Visage, Alan Carr, and our extra special guest judge, Amanda Holden. Side note, love her too. Come back anytime.
It needs to be like on there.
Like, it just shows we need to freshen up. Because, we're going into season, we're on season 6 now. They just announced season 7. Maybe it's time to switch up. And I love Alan and Graham, but I think it's time to switch it up some. It's time to switch it up some. So, the category for this week is Doctor Who is she? Now, you've never seen Doctor Who, correct?
No.
So, I'm not going to have you answer what would you have done because you do not know what Doctor Who is, although you should go watch it.
Look, I don't know anything before Shooty. I don't know how to pronounce his last name.
So, for
Fine,
me,
little sexy baby.
coming from a person who's been obsessed with Doctor Who,
Mm-hmm.
for mid to years now, back when Doctor Who used to be on Netflix, that just shows you how long I've been watching it. Because it used to be on Netflix. Now it's on Max, except for the newest season, which is on Disney Plus.
Speaking of which, I need to go binge watch Agatha All Along. I'm trying to wait for like a week or a long weekend to do that because I've seen so many things and I'm like, okay, now I'm interested.
Well, now you can watch Agatha just by itself, but I would suggest watching WandaVision first.
Watch WandaVision. I never got interested in WandaVision.
Yeah, I'm finna say you can watch Agatha by itself. You'll just miss some of the references they make.
I probably won't because, like, you know me, I'm a big spoilers person.
Oh, she is. It drives me nuts. God.
Like, I don't mind knowing what happened.
No. But... Call me Marijuana because I don't want to know. Okay? I want to go in as blind as possible so when something big happens, that's my genuine reaction to something big happening.
But that's the only reason why I got into Stranger Things.
And that's the reason why I don't look at spoilers for Drag Race no more, because it got to the point where, I know who's going home this week, so why should I still watched, but like even prior to us doing this, it was just like, well, I know who's going home this week, so if I don't watch it this week, it's not the end of the world. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
so now I'm just like...
Drag Race, I don't like spoilers for. I don't like spoilers for.
The only time I'm on the blogs is when it's time for All-Stars. All right, who's there? I need to know.
And then I get really disappointed. But like TV shows and series, things that I know I could binge watch eventually, I'm like, I want all the spoilers. Although, this season of Legend of Vox Machina I watched, and I was like, ooh, where is that in the campaign?
Yeah, I don't want no spoilers, so don't tell me about nothing about the Legend of no Vox Machina.
I didn't say anything.
I don't want to know nothing.
Okay, I'm not going to tell you. I need you to hurry up and watch it, though.
I'm going to get to it.
I have nobody to freaking talk about this stuff with, and the one person that I can is not in a very healthy place mentally. And because I don't know how to get myself out of those bad places mentally, and I know that if I try to help them, it's just going to shoot me back into mine, I kind of got to back up off of them. Because the moment I was like, you and I need to be in New York next October. And instead of them being like, what, why, what, when, bet, let's do this. It was like, oh, well, that really sucks. We're not going to be there. And I'm like,
listen, Dimension 20 just announced their tour for next year, and I've looked at the dates. I'm like, I might have to fly into one of those areas, because they ain't coming to Texas. I'm at the fly in to one of those areas because I might just have to.
I might have to drag you to New York with me, because I want to see this and I want to see it live.
Listen, if I go to...
Because they don't even know if they're going to live stream those things.
Well, I'm hoping with Dimension 20, because right now they have this version of Dimension 20 where all the characters from each franchises are kind of mingling. Mm-hmm. So I'm hoping that's what they do now. It's called the Time Waggle or the Time something. So basically, say if Bria was there, whatever character she's ever played is up for grabs. And then, when, I can't remember none of their names now. None of their names. Allie. I remember their name, Allie.
Emily.
Yeah, it's them. It's the bad kids from... But any character they played on any Dimension show is up for grabs. They do a little, spin the wheel. And whoever it lands on, that's the character for that particular campaign for that particular day. And then... Of course, Brendan has to
DM for it.
And I'm like, that's a lot of information to know. But anyway, real quick, because
I'm trying to figure out what the heck they're gonna do the next time. What is campaign 4 gonna look like on Critical Role? Oh my gosh, because this campaign 3 has been up there. They've had all three DMs come in and DM because Abria got her little half a episode. Brennan got his 3 episode arc. Then, of course, we got Matt, who's there all the time. And now, in the most recent episodes, we got all three campaigns making appearances. We finally got the ship we wanted. I'm so happy. I just want to see what the heck happens there. Apparently, somebody's a virgin. I need something to happen there. But yeah, I'm not going to spoil everything for you.
I'm going to say, you ain't spoiled nothing because I don't know anything about anything. But, yeah, so Doctor Who, for me, I think I would want to be the new leader of Torchwood as my original character. But I'm also an alien who is now working with Torchwood, even though aliens is what they're trying to keep out. But I'm a good alien. I come in, now I'm helping y'all fight the bad aliens. You know what I'm saying?
I want to be the new Music Man. The new Jinx Monsoon, Neil Patrick Harris dumpster fire character.
Yeah. So, real quickly, because we're running out of time, we're going to go through these runways. We'll tell them what we score is. You know how we do when we move quickly. So, up first, we have Octavia. Oh, Kyron Thrax. What is wrong with me? Anyway, A+.
A+.
Up next is Chanel O'Connor. What did you think?
It was a D for me. She looked like a cockroach.
I agree with your D. Up next is Charity. When RuPaul called this the pink Teletubby, I almost fell out laughing. I give this a C.
I give it a B. She reminds me of the blue opera singer from Fifth Element.
Up next is Relisa. What did you think of Relisa?
Lisa is giving me very A-B vibes. A-.
I give this an A. Marmalade. A freaking plus.
I agree.
This has probably been one of my favorite runway packages from any queen from the UK. Like, each week, Marmalade is, again, I'm going to need a neck brace because this lady won't stay off my throat.
Marmalade said, look, I come from the house of let me show it to you.
Up next is Lil. What did you think?
I love this.
So much.
I love this so much. This gets an A for me.
This gets an A plus for me. I fucking love this.
You know I don't do camp.
I do. I do. And, we talk about all the time, like, if I were to start doing drag, I feel like camp would be the route I would go.
Your bread and butter.
I feel like, baby, I love me a good dad pun. Oh, and I thought of a new fun drag name.
Ooh, okay.
It is Mariana Cross. Mariana Cross? Mariana Cross. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure if it was Halloween or the fact that I was listening to a song called Mary on a Cross a lot here lately. I'm like, Mary on a Cross would be a great drag name. But up next is Octavia. What did you think of Octavia?
Is this a no for me, dog?
It's a no for me, dog.
Okay. Glad we agree.
Up next is Lavoie. This was different for Lavoie, so I want to give her her little claps. This gets a B for me.
This gets a C for me.
Now, out of all of these queens here, who had your favorite look this week? And why was it Marmalade?
Why did we have the same thought?
Because for a second there, I was thinking Lil for me, because I'm like, oh, she'll probably pick Marmalade, so I'll pick Lil. But I can't. I got to pick Marmalade, too. I got to.
Actually, the funny thing, same thought. Because I was like, oh, probably Lil, but definitely Marmalade. Releases like right underneath there.
Yeah, like these three right here, boom, boom, boom. Like, y'all really came through. And like honestly, this was a pretty decent runway. There's only one that I just really don't like, and that's Octavia.
I really just don't like Chanel's. She looks like it's so many just innuendos all at once. A roach, poop, dog wiener.
So we find out in the top this week we had Kyron, we had Charity, and we had Lavoie. And in the bottom we had Chanel, Lisa, and Octavia. Do you agree with this top and bottom placements?
Yeah.
I agree, but I think I would have switched out Lil for Charity. Have Lil up there. But yeah, we find out that the winners this week is Lavoie and Kyron Thrax.
Hey.
And I agree because I'm like, it's going to either one of them. I just didn't know which one.
Right. And I'm not even going to lie, I was a little disappointed when they gave it to Lavoie, and then when they turned around and they gave it to Kyron, because I thought Kyron did a lot better than Lavoie did.
Uh-huh.
And so I was like, really? You're going to give it to... And then they were like, and I was like, okay.
Yeah. I'm okay with a double win. I think I would choose a double win this week as well.
Right.
If not a double win, a solo win for Kyron.
That part.
But at the same time, I guess they're like, wait, Kyron's starting to get a little too far ahead. But then again, I've agreed with pretty much every win Kyron has gotten. You know, that's not usually the case over here.
No.
But Kyron has really showed up and showed out. So they both won them a beautiful repeater badge.
Britannia.
And we find out that the bottom two is Relisa and Chanel.
Yes.
So they lip sync to something kind of by Girls Aloud, which I thought was kind of funny because Chanel portrayed one of the members. So this lip sync, Relisa ate.
She did.
And I'm just like, she has all this stuff on. Imagine if she didn't have all this kind of slowing her down, what she would have done.
The funny thing is like, what she did fit the vibe of her outfit, the vibe of the song, because she was like...
And the vibe that she was trying to go with during the Snatch game.
Right. I'm like, the funny thing is like, it's not necessarily a scary song, but you could make it scary.
Honestly, again, this is another week where they did Doctor Who characters. They really could have went kind of creepy with the song, or did Geronimo, which was a song that was written inspired by Matt Smith's Doctor. But hey, but RuPaul made her decision, and she chose Relisa Slaves to stay in the competition. Do you agree?
Yes.
I agree as well. Which unfortunately means Chanel O'Connor, you've been very entertaining, diva. Very entertaining, and if you walk into All Stars, I imagine you're gonna be giving folks the blues there.
A run for their money.
Yeah, like I feel like you did a great job. I would like to see her a little bit longer, but at the same time, I do think this was the right choice for this week.
Yeah.
So she sang "Happy Birthday" one more time, and then they danced like they didn't just crush that girl's dreams. And we find out next week they'll be doing a Rusical Pop of the Tops, and it's live, darling. I'm finna say, I don't know how people are going to do live. The only one I could think of off the top of my head who I think does well live is Lavoie. So it might be another win for her, but you never know. One of these other girls might come and be like, hey, I can sing too.
Right. Didn't Relisa do good singing, though?
I want to say it was a lip sync to her own song, but I don't know how she would do live. You know, recording a song in the studio or in someone's closet is completely different than singing it live. But honey, I say we go ahead and wrap this up here. Where can they find you on the medias of social?
They can find me at Christian McGill. That's CRESHAMCGILL on all social media.
And you can find me in the club, Pucker full of bud, mama. But if I'm not there, you can find me on all social media platforms at Simply Desmond. That's SIMPLYDESMOND. Thank you so much for spending a piece of your day with us. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you soon. Bye.